on that, if someone's a permanent employee right now, working Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, doing the drag, and they obviously want to dip in this, but they can't physically quit a job, what would you advise an individual like that, like take a leap of faith and do something else and quit your job? Or how would you go about practically helping someone make that transition?
Great question, Bhumi. And I have a hot off the press live example. This is an ex-client of mine who contacted me literally a couple of days ago just to update me on their situation. And they tried to develop a portfolio career purely around the self-employed aspects a couple of years or so ago after I'd been working with them. And they were sort of successful, but they, taking Joe's point, they needed a minimum amount of money, which they weren't getting in. So what they did, they reverted back to trying to find employment of some sort, ideally a part-time role, which would then fund their other activities. In the portfolio book and in the portfolio world, it's what we call anchor income, basically, having something which will basically fund the rest of your work so that you can do more creative stuff and so on. But what's happened now is things have evolved. She's actually got a full-time job, Bhumi. However, it's a full-time job with very flexible working arrangements, which gives her the opportunity to do she does a bit of confidence coaching, and she also does a bit of mediation. And she's now got her own confidence and the ability to do that because of this sort of structure of regular income coming in. So she's a great live example of people tend to call it a side hustle now, don't they? Yeah. So she's got a full-time PAYE job, but she's got a couple of side hustles on the go. But equally, because of going down the portfolio route in the first place and focusing on doing work she loves, the job she's got as well is something she actually loves too. So she's working in the charity sector for a charity she has a real affinity with. So it's a win-win situation. But then conversely, I've got another client who's just escaped the rat race. He's taken redundancy from a really high-level executive role. He was expat working out in the Gulf and has come back to the UK. And we worked together through his career transition program, and he's completely reevaluated what he wants to do. He doesn't want to go back in the corporate world. However, what he is doing is using that knowledge and experience that he gained after all these years in a consultancy field, self-employed, alongside some other passions he's now developed, particularly around property development. But again, taking Joe's point, the sort of combination of what he does actually allows him quite a lot of free time and time to both develop his business, market himself, and also work on other strands that he wants to bring into his portfolio later on. So my answer now would be, having sort of been involved in portfolio career development for 15 years or so, Bhumi, is there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's not one definite way to go about developing a portfolio career. I think it depends on your financial situation. It depends on probably your personal situation as well. And I think it very much depends on your mindset. And like I said earlier, if your mindset is one of, within my working week, I want to allow myself time to exercise for my own well-being and play a bit of tennis like I do, then you schedule that in. And you build other stuff around it. So